Bratwurst and pretzels are big sellers at this German snack bar located on the outskirts of the city, London's financial district. People here like German fried potatoes, but are skeptical about most other things when it comes to the EU.
A lot of British people just don't want a lot of money to be taken away essentially by the EU, and that's the impression we get basically through the media over here.
Depending on how things pan out with Spain, Greece and Ireland, that could be dependent on the whole future of the EU. If that fragments, then possibly then you can see the UK moving away.
Investment manager Chris Derbyshire is worried about the increasing number of Eurosceptics in his country. He and his team manage billions of euros worth of assets and monitor changing sentiment between London and Brussels.
Separation can certainly occur. I think it has implications, and the implications probably are, on the whole, bad rather than good, and no one wants uncertainty. I think there would be a lot of nervousness in the markets if this were really seriously to gain momentum.
Derbyshire's duties include following what's happening in the English media. He feels they portray the EU in a largely negative light.
Sometimes even in the economic commentators we see an overt bias for which there's no rational foundation. Therefore we think the probability of the euro breaking up is being overstated in the UK. This is generating hysteria, which is then feeding back into the popular opinion.
But conservative economist Philip Booth claims it's not hysteria. The Institute of Economic Affairs, where he works, is currently organizing a panel discussion entitled "Britain and the European Union, Better Off Out?" His answer is an unqualified yes.
There are moves in train at the moment to centralise regulation in ways which are certainly damaging for the city. And of course, there are a lot of other damaging policies which are proposed regularly, such as a financial transactions tax and this sort of thing, which would be also very damaging for the City of London.
But how attractive is the prospect of a Britain outside the EU for young people? The London Business School trains Europe's future top managers. Abhishek Garodia has just finished his MBA. He's launching an internet startup and hopes to expand across Europe. He thinks Britain should not isolate itself by leaving the EU.
How's it going?
It would absolutely suffer.
Why would it suffer?
Because there's so much movement between the European Union and the UK. You just go to maybe King's Cross and Pancras or anywhere. It's e-commerce, commerce, whatever you call it. And you know, the tax laws, banking, everything is so integrated that would be impossible to remove.
Still, investment managers like Chris Derbyshire need to consider the implications of a British exit scenario. Should Britain choose to go it alone, he predicts that the pound would initially fall in value. Massive deregulation would follow.
The culture of bonuses, which is very much under pressure at the moment, could be eased in London relative to other EU, European areas. So I can see that you could have a sort of a regulatory race to the bottom going on where the government tries to make London a more attractive place.
Could Britain exit the EU after close to 40 years of membership? This question is being debated not just in the city, but across the nation.